Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Catwater Flame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to not Star Wars, Gran, Terra, Shadowfront.
I was yesterday.
Now we're getting real messy with the
Time.
It's 2020. Time has no meaning.
Time has lost all meaning and relevance.
Yeah, as we're about to find out.
I'm joined this week by William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai.
And Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Valar, the Hobgoblin War Wizard.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valkorian, a Ladrin Druid Princess.
And Ariel.
Nope.
Sorry, and
You
Jeremy.
want to try that again? I was just going to wait until you realize what you said, but...
And Jeremy.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Ariel, the ASMR gunslinger.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elf spellslinger, who's probably going to start giving Carolina a run for her money in Rage this episode.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I am playing Carolina, the human barbarian artificer. Yeah.
Just give up on that. We are.
Did I?
No. You're fine. No, it sounded like you were trying to say something else and just stopped. It was just.
I felt like there was a third beat and I missed it, but yeah.
It was a momentum thing. It was funny. And Nikki, who is not going to be joining with us this week, they are busy. So, when last we left off, Titania made a wish on a monkey's paw, and I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
Is this one of those go ahead, roll, go ahead kinds of things?
Oh,
hey,
boy.
Everybody in the vicinity.
This is going to be great.
23.
I got a natural 1, so that's a 2.
I'm going to use my inspiration on this.
Question.
There we go.
Is
I'm not,
everybody in the
because I
vicinity?
don't have one.
Every one of you.
Okay.
Every one of you makes a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I have 4 inspiration, so I might as well use at least 1, but we'll see.
Yes.
18.
It's not a natural 1, but it is
Yeah,
a 1.
no, I will re-roll that because that could be a little better.
Give me 1 better.
It is
very
a little better.
I love that Carolina got a not natural 1. That's great. I love whenever that
Yeah.
happens.
Carolina has a negative wisdom. It hasn't come up before, but
I love unnatural 1s. They're great. Okay, so Jack, did you re-roll or are you sticking with that 2?
I can't. I don't
Okay.
have anything currently that would enable.
I now no longer have any inspiration. I was holding on to that for
So-
something important. This seemed important.
Titania's doesn't
That's
count.
fine.
Titania's doesn't count because it was her wish being granted, so we can ignore that
Cool.
23.
Oh.
I just had you roll it for spite.
Yay, spite.
Valdeth.
The DC was 15, right?
There was no DC. This was a ranking thing. Valdeth, you are the first to realize that when you hear the person in the crow's nest calling out that they have sight of Luxuria, that you've heard this before. Specifically, you are the first one to realize that you have heard this about 100 times before now.
Oh my god.
Fucking shite.
Everyone else, it's as if it's the first time.
Are you all right?
As the ship comes in to dock at Luxuria Port.
We've
Yeah,
done this.
we're at
We've done
least.
this a lot.
I mean,
No, we haven't.
we've done a fair amount of traveling. It's true. I don't know why what the problem is. I mean,
First time on a boat.
besides the obvious of a general.
No. I mean, we've done this day a lot.
Are we practicing with the shield too much? Should I
Is this-
ask Ariel?
Is this
to...
is this one of your little like test practice tactic
No,
things?
this is me literally saying that we have lived through this exact day in this timeline about 100 times by now.
I don't remember that.
Sorry, what?
Hey, Titania, can I see that monkey's paw?
Yeah.
You
I pull it out.
pull it out. None of you seem to think there's
Um,
anything wrong with the fact that it's only got one finger up.
John, can I do a is this person charmed roll on Veldeth?
Yeah, give me an
Just
insight
in
check.
case.
Yeah, that'd be an insight check.
Yeah.
Valdeth might be
This
under
was
some
so
sort of
good.
magical influence.
Hmm?
Valdeth might be under some sort of magical influence.
Just before you make any big decisions, feeling like you've experienced the same day for lots of times. Titania, what did you and Lord Valdeth drink last night, and is this a known side effect?
Not much, and no.
The dock,
Yeah.
the ropes are thrown out to the dock as the ship is tied off. Go ahead.
Valdeth, what you're saying is we're missing time.
Yes, remember that's a thing that we've been doing?
Yes. So we should investigate that for sure.
On the dock, there is a stout, dark-skinned, dark-haired dwarf with a sort of an open shirt and sort of dreadlock beard and hair, with a series of papers on his hands, waiting for it. Hello, you are going to be all of the griffins coming from Terra, correct?
Yes, we are.
Correct.
Welcome to
Happy to be
Luxuria.
here.
Welcome to Luxuria. I am Isidoro. I will be your guide for the day. We'll be taking you to a lovely establishment for you to rest and recuperate, and in the morning you will be joining a caravan heading out towards your client. If you'll be so kind as to follow me.
Yep. Follow along.
He
Lead the way.
he leads. He begins leading you all through the streets. The other Griffin companies following behind. Valdeth. This is all very familiar.
Yep. Have I gotten to the point where I can literally call beat for beat what's about to happen?
Yeah, now that all the memories of things have come up, he guides you through. He points out the various
She
establishments.
starts doing that.
You see, he
Just
points
to
over at
Titania.
the Luxurian General Goods Store where you can find because Gent asks.
I was going to
for,
say, yeah.
Gent asks
Is
for.
there anywhere that we can purchase supplies, things that
Yeah,
would
like
be
to
a little bit more
like
helpful?
Valdeth leans over to Tanya and points out basically everything that's about to happen right before it happens.
What are you doing?
And of course, there is the Luxurian General Goods Store over here where you can find all manner of purchases that you might need for a long trek over the desert sands of our neighbors in Tunisia. Continues on. Ithram asks about arcane supplies.
Yep.
Well, that's
are
called
there
out.
are there any places I might be able to buy reagents and such for spells and research?
Certainly. If you're looking for that sort of thing, as well as some other potential small magical bubbles, you'll be looking for the arcane affinity over here. And he sort of indicates to where
Wonderful.
the arcane affinity is. Continues on. Eventually,
Can I just say,
Yeah, go
I am
ahead.
super excited for the eventual Happy Death Day montage that includes Valdeth, like just walking through, punching everybody along the way because it doesn't matter, walking through completely naked at one point.
it's okay.
I'm all for that.
The rest of
Yep.
you didn't roll quite poorly enough for us to get to that point. So,
Damn.
If you
Well, it depends on how quick Valdez gets to
I mean,
that
yeah, it's true.
mental-
Valdeth might get there in the first day. It's true. Well, 101st day. You eventually get to the next pub, which several of you laugh at the uniqueness of the
Excellent
name. You set your things down. You go about your day, which includes going to the bath and going to the public bath and getting clean, and Ariel going to the private, the sort of the raised private section of the bath. Valdeth, again, everything the same. You talk to the same people. You get told about the narrow armadillo, where you can go to get some new armor.
Good name.
And Titania says a good name when she hears it.
Gent buys shoes.
Gent buys shoes again.
Valdez eventually gets her own pair of sandals again
Yeah,
later
Valdeth
on.
gets her own pair of sandals again. It all seems to come, and all of this winds back down to you're at the beach. Titania and Ariel are talking about something, and you look up and you see that shooting star again. And as it passes the horizon,
Valdez
I'm
reaches over and is like, I need to grab that monkey's paw and just kind of swipe that real quick.
as the conversation continues behind you, when that shooting star crosses the horizon,
Is when I know the day restarts.
Ho! And you hear the call out again from the crow's nest.
All right. Now that I know what's going on, I know when I need to cut this off.
On the second go round, Ithram, you realize you've lived this day several times.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it makes sense now, doesn't it, Ithram?
Yes.
Is everything all right?
Talking about?
I look at the monkey's paw.
One
It
finger.
is an impressive city.
God damn it. Fucking guts. He just walks off to the side and just starts cursing a goblin. Comes back. All right.
Look,
Just
I know
sort
this
of-
isn't an ideal situation, but I have
No,
for a
it's-
reason.
Yes.
I didn't know Ithram was unable to handle the heat. I'm sure there's something purchasable in the city that'll help us acclimate.
That's maybe.
Just a little bit longer. It's been a while since I've been on the sea.
Valdez's current plan is to try and swipe that monkey's paw at the end of the day and use it.
Okay.
So keep going through that with that knowledge in
Oh
mind.
boy.
All right.
Is there anything anywhere here that we can buy supplies?
Of course, let's go to your general goods store. You go through it again.
Oh, okay.
I
I'll
don't
be
ask
taking a
this time.
private bath, thank you very much.
Ithram doesn't ask. He just
Weirdly, when you
These
don't,
are some nice
weirdly,
sandals.
when you don't ask, Kenna does, and the same answer gets had regardless.
all right.
So you go through the day again.
Just at one point,
I
when we're walking through the city, Ithram will kind of get next to Valdeth. How long have you been aware?
Since yesterday, the last iteration prior to this one.
I don't know why I asked. I would have realized anyways. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just. Have I perhaps read anything about monkey paws like this before,
Hey,
or
give
curses
me an Arcana check.
inflicted by this?
Give me an
All
Arcana.
right.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Normal roll. 24.
Yeah. So, there are a variety of cursed wishing objects in the world that you have read about. The monkey's paw is one of them. And the trick with this particular kind of cursed object is that it will grant the user its wish. But so long as it is still granting that wish, it'll grant the user its wish, typically not in the way that user intended. But so long as it is granting that user its wish, it can't stop. So with the previous person, who probably wished to be free of someplace, it didn't stop until they died. And because they specifically wished to be free, whenever anybody tried to catch them, he couldn't be caught.
Okay.
You gotta give me a really bad day.
So you have to figure out how to convince the monkey's paw that it has finished granting the wish before you can
Or that.
stop it.
Oh.
Valdeth has a plan.
We have to be extremely careful with how this is worded.
I've got a plan.
I would, but yes, we should. Well, let's talk of that.
So, when everyone else goes out to the baths, we'll say Valdeth and Ithram stay behind.
Mm-hmm. So, essentially, the wish that I've got in mind is just that every other wish made by this item is no longer in effect. Period. End of sentence.
We don't know what every other wish has been.
Theoretically,
Just
not from here.
Yes.
Yeah, every other wish doesn't seem to have ever affected us.
The paw won't care.
Every other wish made with this monkey's paw is no longer in effect, and every other wish doesn't affect us other than this one. Do we care?
One of those wishes is that Taram was wealthy and the economy just crashes instantly.
Oh boy.
Or I could just specifically say the last wish made with this monkey's paw is no longer in effect. Although, would that just say the wish that I just made then? Because that would then be the last wish.
to
No, it'd
figure
be
out-
in the
need to
timeline.
figure
It
out
would be.
who made the wish, and they have.
It's
to say-
Titania.
Okay. We need to get her to. We need to get her to realize and make the wish. And
You figured it out after a go through. How many go throughs do you think it's going to take before she realizes?
Can I make an estimate?
Give me an Arcana check. Another Arcana check.
Another Arcana check.
7,000 years worth.
Yep.
Arcana.
You
18.
imagine that because it's granting her wish, she probably will never figure it out.
We're going to have to.
We're going to have to make the wish ourselves.
Yes.
Or convince her to make the wish
Or convince.
without
we'll
her
have to
knowing
either-
what's going on.
Yes.
And just to save the shortcutting, because I think it's amusing, you're not going to be able to roll to convince Titania. You're going to have to actually
Yeah.
convince Titania.
Yeah.
But would Ithram know if theoretically a carefully worded wish could solve it without Titania being the one to make it?
You imagine it would have to be Titania to make the wish because hers is the ongoing wish.
I'm
So
so
it
glad.
can't make a new wish until the ongoing wish ends, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I'm so glad this is on Mara because no other person will make this as difficult. And I say that with all the compliments in the world.
This is going to
Fucking
be long.
shite.
We are going to get to know this place like natives.
All right, this is going to be fun. I
That's
say
a word.
with the heaviest air quotes. Oh, Everstone, give me strength.
Hey, bright side. I get new research materials every day.
It's the same research materials every day.
Yeah, but he has the knowledge from the previous reboot, so
Fair.
Like a very long vacation. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean, how many times do you get to have a relationship conversation, and if it doesn't work out, you just get to have
Right?
it again from the start?
Right, it's like
You're not looking at the good sides of this.
yeah.
You also don't know how many more of these cycles it'll take before everyone else but Titania knows what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That may
I really want to know if a natural one or a non-natural actually one is worse in this context.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
I suppose we should get started on trying to get Titania to fix this today. before it gets too mind-breaking.
Yes. We'll have to construct something very tightly worded, I suppose, or get her to at least match the sentiment that you made the original wish with.
Would I wish for my last wish to end work if she is the one saying it?
That is a very good question.
There's only one way to find out,
There is,
and that seems to be the best wording I can think of right now.
perhaps involves something of talk about your futures. Perhaps if this was, I'm assuming you explained a little bit of what the conversation was, or at least like, oh,
Yeah,
today was great.
yeah.
Perhaps get her to talk about the future.
I don't think letting her make a different wish would be wise.
Yes, but the best bet is that she's still going to have to make it.
Mm.
So you were right, William. It's Groundhog Day, but with a twist.
Oh, fucking shite.
I mean, it really is more of a happy death day kind of thing.
All right, well, I need to go to the
Underrated
Meadow
movie,
Armadillo,
everybody
so...
needs to see it.
So your day continues on. When do you plan on conversing with Titania? While at the beach or prior to that?
Probably at the beach. Once all of the important stuff of the day has been done.
So the day continues as it has been for the last 100 days. 101 days. And you get to the beach. And Ariel and Titania are reclining back, talking about poetry.
Titania, do you trust me?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do something for me if it doesn't make any bloody sense?
What is it?
I need you to use that monkey's paw and wish that your last wish was no longer in effect.
I didn't make a wish before.
Trust me, you did.
No,
silly.
I didn't make a wish before. I told Ithram I wouldn't make a wish.
I really need you to trust me on this, please.
I didn't make a wish before.
Do you trust me?
You see
Do you trust me?
I do.
You see the shooting star in the sky.
I do, but I also know, and if you don't do it now, we're going to be going through this day again, and I don't think you're ever going to figure it out.
I don't do it.
Fucking shite.
And Luxuria ahoy! This time, Ariel, you realize this is the 102nd day you've heard that.
Bloody hell.
Makes sense now, doesn't it?
There we go. There's another.
What the
Are
actual...
you three cursed? What did you drink last night?
None of the same thing, so...
Nothing with Ariel.
God damn it.
It's the heat that's getting to everybody. I'm sure there's something we can purchase in the city that would make it a little more easier to acclimate.
Yes, you're going to go, and I indicate the name of the shop that he's going to head to. I forget what the name was.
It's just, there's the Luxurian General Goods Store and the Arcane Affinity.
Yeah, so you're going to end up going to first the Luxurian General Goods Store, and then you're going to end up going to the Arcane Affinity to buy some sandals that'll help you deal with the desert.
Is there a
Oh, they have
guidebook you were
sandals.
holding out on me? I don't.
Sandals sounds excellent.
Valdeth looks over at Ariel.
You have a plan.
It's a difficult one. I'll tell you about it when we get on shore.
Right.
So again,
We go through the motions.
Go through
and
the motions again.
At one point, when the three of us can get alone, Ithram and I fill Ariel in on the situation.
you
Yeah.
get up to the next pub again, and Ariel gets filled in.
Yep. Well, fuck me.
This is all riding on literally Titania, who is the person who will never figure it out.
Okay, I'm going to say some things. Don't get angry. Reason is not going to work here. Niceness is not going to work here. It's just not.
You're probably not wrong.
And frankly, if it doesn't work that way, it's fine because we'll have 9 gajillion more chances.
This is fair.
But if it does work, then you'll have to live with it.
Yep, I will be able to say, "Hey, you made a stupid decision, and I got to be a bitch about it."
I mean, if you want to handle the aggressive front, I'll keep trying with conversation.
Yes, I think it will be easier, assuming that this does pass. This does work. It will be easier if I'm the as you say aggressive one.
And theoretically, as it goes on, we'll have more people to try and get this right with if we keep getting it wrong. Until eventually, I think Catalina's just going to tackle her and hold her down until she does it.
Did I not make it clear? That's my plan.
Well, fair enough then.
When are you going to carry on with your plan, Ariel?
I walk out of the bar.
Oh boy.
All right.
We're not waiting until the very end when we have like 3 seconds to make
So I wanna
this
ask, because
argument.
Last time you guys had this conversation while those of us that don't know what's going on were in the bath. So is Ariel walking into the bath
Oh, yeah.
to hold Titania down?
That's where you guys are at.
I'm going to be appropriate. I'm going to wait until everybody's dressed.
Okay. I
was gonna
wanted
say,
to
waterboarding
clarify
is
that
very
part of the
persuasive.
scene.
I mean, it would certainly draw a crowd.
You might get my charmed friends trying to rescue me. That could be really
It's true.
fun.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be a thing. This is definitely gonna be a thing.
Fucking hell.
All right. So
So I wait casually.
eventually, everyone gets dressed and gets out of the bath.
Yep.
Titania gets ready to go shopping.
Yep.
Ah, so much cooler.
Does Titania go alone at this point? I cannot remember.
No, it was Titania and Valdeth. Tipping.
So-
Okay.
Titania and someone who already
Yes.
knows the
So
situation.
Titania goes alone. So walk along where I go with. We're walking along. Wait until we get to like an alleyway or something like that.
Mhm.
And just completely without warning, slam up in the alleyway,
Oh,
forearm pressed against neck. You're going to make a wish now.
can I get a
Not make
verbal
me
component
shoot
out
you
or not?
in the leg.
Can I get a verbal component out or not?
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, you have to be able to talk to make a wish,
Yeah.
so I'm not
Yeah.
preventing you from being
Okay,
able to
that's
speak.
fair. Can I reach my
I imagine your hands
Spell
are free.
focus.
You've just been pushed up against the wall because
Okay.
Yeah,
you
like
need your
it's
hands to grab the
holding,
monkey
like,
paw and
yeah.
everything.
Wait, when did that happen? Hang on. Sorry, let me think. Yeah, I cast gaseous form.
You are now leaning up against a wall, Ariel.
He's a spellcaster. I forgot to mention that.
I know. I didn't realize that it was one of the spells.
You are. What are you doing in your gaseous form, Titania?
I'm standing there being outraged. I'm probably yelling. You can't hear what it is.
It's just there's this fog hologram of Titania.
Slow hiss. Just
Darling, I do not mean to be indelicate, but you have to come out of that at some point.
Valdeth puts her link pearl in and talks to Ithrim. Hey, Ithrim, do you happen to know Counterspell?
I do, yes.
We might need you into Mara's iteration of this plan.
The cloud starts drifting off.
The cloud.
Oh, hold
drifts
on. I don't think I have anything, but it never hurts to check.
Out of curiosity, while Jeremy is checking, is the cloud intending to drift out of the city?
As far away from Ariel and Valdeth as possible. Probably to the docks.
Okay.
Because that's where I've been before, and that seems like a good idea. I don't know. I can't move real fast, so
I was gonna say
Alright.
you can move at a
10 feet.
maximum speed of 20 feet per round, I think, right?
No, flying speed of 10 feet.
So yeah.
right.
So
But if you
dash.
dash,
Yeah, got it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Up and away. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
So as the two of you follow the fog cloud, presumably,
Because we walk faster than it can dash. Yeah.
eventually it gets to the docks, and as it flows to the end of the dock, you all hear "Luxuria ahoy!" and you realize your day has started over again.
If she tries to leave the city, really? Fucking...
She specifically said, "Here forever."
Yep.
Look down. How far down is it?
From the boat to the water?
Yeah.
Well, it's a pretty large boat. It's got
you'd probably be
3
looking about
decks.
30. Yeah, I was gonna say about 20 feet
Yeah.
max. I would say to the waterline. Most
something
vessels.
like that. Yeah. Also, nobody else has become aware yet.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the only two left were a 1 and a natural one.
1 is significant.
It'll take a while before they realize what's going on.
I'm trying to think. Help me out here. Do we have anybody in this group that has the ability to cast any kind of res spell?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I jump over the edge.
All right, you jump.
I want
over-
to see what this does.
You jump over into the
Ariel!
water.
Are you swimming? Or do
No,
you
I
not
think
come
she's
back?
drowning.
I'm looking in a way to try to.
Okay.
Yes, like
got it.
I will aim for rocks if I have.
Okay. I
if
leap
it's not clear
over-
what I'm trying to
No,
do.
no, I know. I the people that don't know yet have things they might try to do, so I'm
Yes.
giving them the option of doing things.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a chance.
I look over at
I'm
Vela.
leaping over.
Well, we'll see what happens with this. Boink!
Kent immediately is like, "Man overboard!" and dives in after to try and
yeah,
save
I'm gonna
Ariel.
turn into a dolphin and go overboard.
Cheater.
Valdez just kind of watches and looks
You-
over at Ithrim. 10 gold says it doesn't immediately restart.
You wait,
More information is good.
Ariel. You see people coming towards you, and as
I
Titania,
don't actually have 10 gold. It had to be 10 silver.
as
As I'm seeing like rocks come straight for my head.
as Titania crosses an invisible
God
threshold.
damn it! That
Luxuria ahoy! You're back at the beginning of the day.
well, that
I owe you
didn't
10
help.
silver, Ithrim.
Well, that didn't help. That didn't answer the question that I needed answering.
You had a
Oh,
bet?
no, right, because yeah, Titania leaped over. That's what triggered it. Yep.
You had a bet?
For lack of a better, for lack of the most sensitive possible way to say this, I use my weapon on myself.
Yeah. A gunshot goes off. Luxuria ahoy! You're all back at the beginning of the day.
All right,
And
so
you're
that
and you're
answers
not
that.
dead, Ariel.
That answers that.
Okay, I do actually owe you 10 silver, Ithrim. I hand Ithrim 10 silver.
Oh, okay.
You had a bet?
I guess we
Yes.
did.
Did. Yes, they did.
There it is. This should be fun.
Ithram will walk up to Titania at the beginning of the day.
Hmm?
You remember the conversation that we had yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes, this morning.
Yeah.
And I said not to use it unless it was a dire situation.
Uh-huh. What? I don't see anything.
Yes, how this morning has been a bit odd between perhaps yourself, Valdeth, and Ariel. Anything odd?
No.
Have you heard them make any weird comments?
No.
Oh, damn it.
No.
Fucking shite.
Yeah, I swear sometimes. What?
One of these days we're going to get through this day and properly through it.
Things like that. I need you to trust that we need you to make a wish.
I don't know yet.
I need you to use. We need you to use the paw. I know I said not to use it.
Okay.
Yes, the angry monkey paw.
Am I hearing this?
Oh yeah, you're hearing it.
Titania, don't. I know you don't generally trust me, but that is a bad idea. Yeah, that is a very, very cursed item.
Exactly.
We are well aware of this, Carolina. We are trying to rectify the situation.
I'm trying to decide which of them I believe.
And Gent walks in.
Yeah.
It's very hot here. Do you think we can buy anything in the city that would help us acclimate a little?
Yes, you're going to go to the general store.
And not to use a cursed item. I mean, Carolina's being very honest and very adamant. And, but both of us have demonstrated advanced arcane knowledge in the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Legit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to be fair, Carolina is not the nicest person, so.
Yeah.
We just need to figure out what wish you need to make before. So we may come at you.
What? You're confusing me.
We just need you to make a wish at some point during today.
A very specific one that we'll have to figure out.
Okay. Right.
Please make a random wish now.
We need you to make a specific wish that we've got to figure out the wording for very carefully.
Okay. So, like, I wish.
Don't you finish that sentence.
Swear to fucking God.
What is wrong with you all? I haven't made a wish yet. It's fine. I've got one.
You have purification magic? Do you think they're possessed?
Maybe. Let me
John,
look.
are you all right?
Let me try and figure it
This
out.
is my favorite episode so far.
I'm so sorry.
It's great. I love it. It's fantastic.
I cast Lesser Restoration on a couple times on like Ithram and Carolina and maybe Valdeth. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It does nothing. Because
Nothing seems to happen.
Not good enough for
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm looking around for evidence of that demon that we got out of Gent's mom.
Oh yeah, maybe that's.
Give me a perception check.
Oh my God.
Look, that is the closest thing I have to a lead.
Go for it.
Oh
my God. This is going to keep going until we have literally everyone else awake.
So important. I could
18.
just like
you don't see the demon that was in Gent's mom, but you do see a dark-skinned dwarf with a dread beard and dread hair, at the dock with some paperwork as they're mooring up, going, "Hello, welcome."
You know what? Maybe it's heat stroke. We'll deal with it later.
Yes, it's most
trust me,
certainly.
curses are bad.
Once again begin to make your way
You didn't tell it was a curse.
through the city.
I knew it was powerful. I did not know that it was cursed. I had an inkling, which is why I said, please do not use it.
I didn't.
I
didn't use it. What?
You did not. Yes, you
No.
did not. Intentionally.
No,
You did
hold
not
on just a second.
intentionally.
Fuck you. You did.
I didn't.
You did. You just don't know it yet.
I didn't use it.
John's broke.
We broke our DM.
Strictly speaking, that paw had 2 wishes when we found it, and it now has 1.
No,
You've used it,
it
you
had
just don't
the
realize it.
one.
1 finger. Yeah.
I didn't use it.
You used it
I
fucking
know that you all
over
think
3 months
I
ago.
messed things up, but I didn't use it. So, like, if you want to, have it to do whatever, fine. Here,
You know what?
take it.
You know what?
I'm
No,
going to
throw
go
it.
get a drink.
Titania,
I'm going to go get a lot of drinks.
You do that.
Titania,
Have fun.
I believed you. I trust. That's why I said I was fine with you holding on to it.
Okay,
I
then
trust
you take it, because everyone. I didn't use it.
It may have used you. It is a cursed object. You may have had some thought
No,
or something uncontrolled, but
I had a weird dream.
a wish was expended,
Let me
whether
feel
you
it.
used it or not.
Mario's not okay. What?
Like how mid-sentence Titania drifted off from that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, you take it. It's a powerful magic thing. Fine.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't
get it again tomorrow.
Want it anymore. Maybe that'll fix it and it'll stop like
Puts it
coming
in his
back to me.
pocket. He'll take the monkey paw and put it in his pocket.
Okay.
Okay.
You have the monkey paw. You all continue through your day.
Yep.
The same beats happen again.
Yep.
Although this time Ariel spends most of it drinking, apparently.
Yes. Absolutely fucking plastered.
And I'm
No
slightly less
hangover
happy.
tomorrow.
Exactly. What does it matter? I like crawl my way back to the final scene of the day.
And just like double birds the entire time until the shooting star crosses the horizon.
I
And
didn't know you liked poetry, Ariel.
Luxuria ho!
Yep, I fucking hate it.
Back to the beginning of the day.
Anyone else realized anything
That's
yet?
delightful.
Fucking hell.
No, wait. We need to use this.
For what?
I don't know.
Do you want to try and break into every single bank and use that every day to figure out the
because we
exact
won't-
layouts? Figure out the exact layouts of every single secure location in the city.
What are you talking about?
No. But is there anything else we need to accomplish in this city?
I don't
Not
fucking
within the
know.
24-hour span.
At this point, I've forgotten why we're even here.
We're supposed to be heading out to fucking join
The Prince
the-
of Tunisia.
the Prince of
A
Tunisia.
Shadowland expedition. We also have a cursed person in our head with glowing eyes.
Right. Yes, of course.
It's not been that long of a boat trip. Are you suffering from heat stroke?
You know, I bet there's something we can purchase in this
Just-
city that would help
Yes,
us
we're going to go to the general store.
There are some sandals near the Arcane Affinity that you will be an absolute fan of. Just for shits and giggles, he's gonna walk over. Just, can I see the monkey's paw just for a moment?
Sure. Pull it out.
I'm gonna try to cast. First, I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Okay.
For what is it? Fox's Cunning, which gives me advantage on intelligence skill checks, and then intelligence ability checks, and turning to Valdeth and Ariel, should I try to dispel it?
Would that work? Do you
I
think?
have no idea.
Isn't it really
Why the fuck
powerful?
not?
I will try to cast a spell magic on it.
Cast a spell magic.
All right.
Welcome to.
So roll your intelligence ability
All right.
with advantage because of your fox's cunning.
Yep. So
And all of a sudden, you find yourself standing on a rocky surface going, Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Alright, where is it? Just my intelligence, no proficiency, right?
Yeah, it's just intelligence ability score.
All right. Roll. Natural 20.
Ooh.
There is an arcane backlash, and you lose all of your spell slots.
Do you have eyebrows anymore?
There's just a pulse of magical energy, and Ithram just looks drained.
What did you?
And I don't
Well-
say. And by the way, I don't mean you spent all your spell slots. You now have no spell slots.
All right.
Okay, my eyes are probably glowing at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Something magic happened.
I'm going to assume it didn't work though.
No, and neither do I anymore.
Fucking
Well,
hell, man.
there goes counterspell.
What did?
At least, hopefully. Oh, fuck. At least for today.
I threw Titania over the bridge of the boat into the water outside of the docks.
Jesus.
Luxuria ahoy!
I'm gonna cast Firebolt and just throw it back out.
It goes. You have all your spell slots back.
Okay.
Oh, thank Daiva.
Nice. Oh, I think I can do that too. I cast Firefire because I assuming we're doing fireworks or something by this point because we've just arrived and it's very exciting.
Exactly.
Ah.
The more you do this, the closer you get to Carolina and Git figuring it out. It's great.
Oh god.
How many more times do you think we have on this?
I look over to Ariel. When you figured it out, did you realize the weird shit that we had done on the previous iterations?
Yeah.
So by the time the other two figured it out, they'll realize what we've all been doing for these past several iterations.
That's a good point.
Hopefully, it's only several.
That
Or
ruins my plans.
if
Oh
we
well.
don't figure it out.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
You had plans?
Have fun explaining that one, Valdeth.
I throw her over the
Luxuria ahoy!
Okay,
Okay,
now you're
this
gonna have to
time,
explain
I'm
why
sorry.
you did it twice.
Carolina is going to try and stop you. Because even if this is a weird couple thing, it's a really weird couple thing that Titania does not seem to be down for.
No.
I don't know if there's a grapple check I can make to interrupt a grapple
Give
check.
me an acrobatics check.
No, Velvet doesn't try.
I would
and do
like
it
to.
a third time.
I would like
Velvet
to. I would
doesn't
like to try and
do it a third
interrupt the
time.
grapple. Interrupt to the grapple.
Velvet doesn't try and do it a third time. It's just
I think this is in response to the second time. So, an acrobatics check from Carolina, an athletics check from Valdeth, an athletics check or an acrobatics check from Titania, and an acrobatics check from Ariel.
Like this time we're not dealing with the aftermath of an explosion.
21.
This is great.
What the hell?
Sorry, acrobatics, Carolina, not athletics.
Oh. Seriously?
Yeah, because you're trying to
Okay.
interrupt. You have to get there faster than you have to just be
Yeah.
stronger.
That's fine. 11.
I block you.
So Titania and Valdeth are sort of struggling at the rail as Ariel gets between Carolina and Valdeth. Valdeth, you just want to go over with her?
Yeah.
Have fun.
And I don't remember that, so that's fine.
Luxuria ahoy! You're back on the next day. You're getting close. I'm keeping a tally. Don't worry.
We can try the counter spell option.
Yeah, that might be a thing that we can do. If you want to help out with that.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just talking some future tactics.
if there's counterspell involved, that's a spell I'd actually like to learn at some point. So could I observe?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Excellent.
Maybe after a couple of iterations of making it work.
Telepathically in your head, absolutely not. We don't need more people involved in this little altercation we're going to have later.
Back through the link. Once he's awake for it.
Yes.
Valde, perhaps we should try more of the conversation
I know.
we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Because if she wants to stay here, as quick as it might fix the problem, it will make more problems.
That's true.
But
Ropes are thrown over to the docks. The ship is tied aboard. Isidoro
Oh,
is
look,
there.
we have a guide.
Welcome.
yes,
Welcome to Luxuria. I'll be your guide.
Fine,
Blah,
we
blah,
know
blah,
the
blah,
way.
blah, 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 blah.
Don't be rude. And how do you know the way? We don't have a
'Cause we've
guidebook.
done this plenty of times before.
I am very well practiced in
Been here
finding
before?
my way through cities, and I have traveled this city before.
Oh, do you know like some good places to go?
Yes, there's a wonderful place to go get blah 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 blah.
You eventually get through the city and get to the next pub, having seen all the sights as you go.
Great.
Wait till split off.
People go to the baths.
Yep.
People get done with their baths.
Yep.
Mm,
Titania goes shopping.
lovely.
Yep. Tackle.
Into the
Yay!
alleyway.
I need you to make a wish. And I don't want to, but I will shoot you in the leg if I have to.
No, Githram told me not to use it ever. We're not
Very,
supposed to say
very
anything
important. Ithram, tell her to use the wish.
it seems odd, I know.
Valdez is pointedly not in visible range at this point.
Use the
But
wish
we
for
do-
what? Okay, I wish for.
No, hang on.
No.
Before you finish that sentence, we need you to wish for something specific.
What?
We're trying to figure that out.
You didn't figure it out yet?
None of us have.
I have her currently backed against a wall. What did you think was gonna happen from here?
Okay, this is getting weird.
This
I'm
one
not
doesn't
sure if,
count,
like,
I
you're
guess.
possessed or something.
There's a guard at the
Oh,
other
for
end of the
God's
alley
sake!
going.
Boom!
Luxuria ahoy!
You seriously not have this planned yet?
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
It's been a little difficult to try to figure out what to wish for that
Oh
doesn't
my
also
God.
fuck us or the rest of this
Oh, you
plan
mean-
over.
Gent,
Yo,
you suddenly realize how many times you've been through this day.
And what everyone else has been trying to do every iteration.
Yep.
huh?
Welcome to the waking world.
Oh no, he has given no indication
Okay,
that
yeah.
he knows what's
Okay,
going
yeah.
on yet.
Okay.
You
Ugh.
mean this? I thought that was only for like emergencies.
I like the fact that you're holding it up just so you can flip us off.
Yes. Every time. It's
Yes,
great.
that's quite a cursed object, isn't it?
No.
Yes.
You didn't tell me it's
Cursed, at least in the broad and general colloquial sense, if not the specific magical sense.
It has been
Yes,
recently
we should-
acquired information that it is a cursed item.
Certainly keep that under wraps for now, probably.
Okay.
Valdeth, the word,
I'll
if
put
you
it away.
don't mind.
Sure. Ithram, Ariel, you'll probably want to hear this too.
This is 'cause this is definitely new.
Yeah, this is new
Yeah.
behavior.
Look to
Yeah.
Titania. What are they up to? Do you have a
Probably
surprise
heat stroke or
birthday party
something.
coming up?
Have a what?
Yes.
Are they planning
Valdeth
your
heads
surprise birthday
Valdeth heads
party?
below deck with the other three.
I didn't catch that.
It's come to my attention that there is a shall we say countercultural political movement in this city that specifically has issues with the close relationship Luxuria has with the government of Terra. Titania, being a member of the royal family, will be a target and therefore will have to spend the entire day locked in her room at the next pub. For security purposes, you understand. It will be very, very boring and feel like it takes quite a long time. This is the best I've got on short notice. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the waking world.
Thank you.
That is the best idea we've had in a while.
The problem is we still have to have the wish happen.
Unless she starts to complain about how this is taking forever and seems to feel like this has lasted forever.
She did wish to be here forever. If she thinks it's been forever, I don't know if that fulfills.
If
Suppose.
it fools the paw into thinking, then
We can try it. I mean,
What's the worst thing that happens?
Once a wish comes out of her mouth, that's our last shot fired. So any other option that works first is better.
yes.
Not wrong.
And I have the perfect way to make sure that that door never opens again, at least for the next... shit, it only lasts an hour.
At least for the next hour.
Yep.
It never opens again 1 hour later. Damn it!
I can't cast it at a high... Wait, no, I can.
2
Alright,
hours.
well, yeah.
2 hours later.
Nope, not even then.
You can just recast it over and over again.
Yep. 5 times for 5 hours. No.
5 hours. 5 hours later.
So starting off at the pub then.
And she stays
she
under
can-
lock and
So-
key until something happens.
Alright. So, the ship is docked. Isadora makes himself known. You are all led through the city. Let me know whenever you want to have this conversation, Gent.
We're going to... Gent's plan is he'll arrange to have Valdeth take Titania to their rooms at the next pub with knowledge that he will be bursting in probably in about 10 minutes or so. So all Valdeth has to do is keep her busy for about 10 minutes.
No, you get to the next pub.
Which Valdeth will do by talking with her about the rings.
Ooh,
Which she actually did.
I think
Yeah,
that's
which you
really
actually did
great.
already, yes. So you guys have that conversation in your room when Gent bursts in the door.
Rolling it back about 5 minutes before then, Ariel, could I borrow your services for a moment?
Yes, what do you need?
Back alley.
Shut up, Esme. Yes.
Takes you out to the back alley. Kind of places himself at a position, pulls out a dagger, flips it to you. Lower left arm will probably be fine, and if you throw me into that pile of garbage, this will pan out a lot easier.
You know, this is not what I expected to come into an alleyway, a back dark alleyway for. But I suppose. So
Take the
yes,
compliment.
I will Billy and stew this
Excellent.
appropriately.
You rough
More
Gent
Billy
up,
than
yeah.
stew.
You rough
At
Gent
which
up.
point, yep. At which
Yep.
point, Gent heads upstairs, having been in the aftermath of a street dust-up, to share with Titania the story about political dissidents
Oh.
in Luxuria
The
and the fact that
door-
she's in danger.
Door bursts open. Gent's there. Talk.
What happened to you?
I will actually go like holding, like helping along.
Right, yep, right, yeah. Some people ambushed me out of nowhere on the streets, raging about, death to Taram and that sort of thing.
Okay, I heal you.
Apparently, thank you. Apparently, there's ill feeling in this city towards people from our area.
Okay.
So I think a quiet
it's
evening
some fun
in
when we
is
were-
going to be the order of the day.
All I can think of is, who did this? A madman, Your Honor! A desperate fool at the end of his rope! What do he look like? About 6'2", 180 pounds, big teeth. Liar,
Okay.
liar. Great movie.
So how are we gonna get supplies and stuff?
Well, we'll have to minimize our presence. Perhaps Scuzz can be. Scuzz looks less overt than the rest of us. Maybe Ithram.
Okay.
The three of
Okay.
us stand out as nobles. I don't think that there's going to be much we can do in this city to. But yes,
You have disguise. You have like your accent and stuff.
Well, yes, if you need me to go out and look for something, yes, I'll.
No, I don't. I just it's not just nobles. Maybe Scuzz is in danger then.
Oh, we're not going to
Scuzz
send
get
anybody
hurt.
alone. We won't send anybody alone.
Okay.
To be fair,
All right,
I'm notably not actually from Terra. So there's
That's
that.
Yeah.
true. You can probably
So-
move with relative freedom as well. But yes, we'll have to stay in here.
Okay.
I'll have someone set up some drinks or something.
Okay.
At some point, it may take a while if no one catches her. Carolina is going to go check on why no one else headed to the baths if that was what we'd planned.
Yeah. So Carolina heads up the stairs, heading towards the room.
Oh, shit.
Guys, what the fuck? We had plans.
knock.
Yeah.
Ariel, I was going to say, Ariel was on
Oh,
guard,
yeah.
I think.
Ariel
Yeah,
probably-
Was Ariel here? I have been.
Yes.
We've gotten drinks. I've been trying to get you to drink. I don't know how long.
No, I would have moved out. Yeah, because I helped.
So you helped get in,
Went
then
into
went
the
stood
room.
outside. So
Yes.
Carolina would approach Ariel.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Got
to
it.
be fair, first person she sees is who she's looking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Hey, no one's headed to the baths yet. Everything all right?
Everything is just fine. There was a slight diversion in plans. I'm sure we'll catch up with you.
Okay. What? Are you hiding something from me?
No, not at all. The world is.
Insight check.
Go ahead, insight check.
I will use inspiration on this.
I was
I'm a
expecting Ariel to
cop,
just go with
damn
her
you.
standard so many things.
Okay, that's the first good roll I've had.
Good.
Ah!
Oh.
Yeah.
No, everything's fine. Just it's minor
How are
diversion
you?
in plans.
Okay, how long are they gonna be with whatever they're drinking?
Probably a little while.
Okay.
There's some planning. There are some
Anything you need from
proposals
me?
that it's not really my place to say. Some proposals that need to be discussed. Let's put it that way.
Any magical consultation you require, or physical investigative skills?
I don't believe. I tell you what. I think they've probably got it from here. Give me just a moment. I'm going to go check on them really quick. Actually, I don't even have to. Do I need to see?
No, you've got a link, Pearl.
That's true. I'm heading. I'm just going to send. I will send again. I'm heading off to the bathhouse with Carolina, so that we head to the bathhouse. Just letting you know.
Thank you very much.
Of
I'll keep an
course.
eye on things here as best I can.
Wonderful.
You don't need to like be the guard.
I got
perfect-
stabbed in an alley. I'm staying
Yeah.
here. Thank you.
I'm not in an alley. We're in a hotel. We have room service. It's not.
Yes. So we're going to spend a nice, quiet afternoon, calmly. in a secure location where we don't risk getting involved in an international political
Carolina
incident.
is probably going to spend that bath trying to get more specific information out of Ariel.
Guess what?
It is kind of my job to know what's going on with the nobles.
So Skuz, Carolina, and Ariel go to the baths.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
There's a quick link pearl call to Ithram. I need you to buy me a pair of shoes.
I know the place.
And make sure he has the money. Okay.
So is it me, Get, and then did Val go to the baths as well, or are you here in the room?
I think Val's probably in the room as well.
In the
So
room?
Titania, Gent, and Valdeth in the room, behaving.
I can turn into mist or something, and then they wouldn't even know it was me because it'd just be like a
How
fog
long
cloud.
does that last?
An hour? So I can
That's-
go around and
That's kind of obvious. A roughly human mass cloud independently moving it through the city, and then an hour later it turns into you.
yeah, but I could also do no wait, I couldn't do that. That's 2 spells at once. Never mind. I just wanted to see the sights.
Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a boring night. Sorry.
We'll be able to see a little bit probably when we go out to meet the caravan in the morning, but we're going to want to limit our exposure as much as possible.
You know it's not suspicious. I turn into a mouse and run away out the door.
Catch!
Yeah, I say retrieve.
Acrobatics checks for both of you,
Okay. Let me find him.
and a acrobatics check from Titania as well.
Gent was literally going to throw a hand axe. And...
At the
Wow.
at the
Deal
mouse.
damage to the
Mouse.
mouse.
Okay, yeah, sure,
Mouse.
sure. Whatever. Ranged attack with the hand axe.
25.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Just wasn't trying to do that.
I had
so-
1 hit
Seven,
point, so
seven slashing damage.
so I take six damage.
You
Ow!
you revert to Titania form face first into the door.
Ow!
I very much appreciate that Gent has started taking on more and more of the aerial method of dealing with unruly party members.
Look, I
I
just
just want to
wanted
point out this is Gent's first cycle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he realizes how many there have been.
The degradation of, this has been months. This is his first time at the rodeo.
But retroactively, you do
Yeah.
know about all the previous ones, so
I use my other
Yeah.
wild shape to activate the spores. You start taking some damage because you're
Okay.
close.
All right. Spore damage begins to occur.
Yup.
Tanya.
I was if I'm a rat, then no one will know it's me at all. It's not even suspicious because there's mice all over cities. So I don't see why I
Tanya?
can't go out. What?
This is one of those times where I need you to trust me.
I'd be a mouse. No
How
one
long
would
does
know
that
it's
last?
me. Several hours. I can do that for like 3 hours, okay? I can do stuff, and all of
3 hours.
You can do things. But if we're worried about you, and if you run off and just go exploring by
maybe you
yourself,
don't need to be.
go on, continue, keep talking.
Maybe you don't need to be, because I am perfectly capable of like walking around a city and not getting mugged. I've been doing it for weeks. Back in Terra, something terrible could have happened. You probably worried about that. Nothing did. And if it had, then I could have taken care of myself. We went to the light wall, and yeah, I got hurt and did something stupid, but I can heal myself.
We're moving in bigger circles now. The sort of circles that we're going to be moving in with more frequency. The consequences aren't just for ourselves.
No.
We have the Shadowlands threatening Tunisia and Tehran. We're here as representatives of your uncle, and therefore with at least some of the weight of official government
We should
authority of Tehran
make a
behind us.
complaint. Or something. I don't know. Fine.
It's going to be one night. Some other time, we'll be able to come back here and actually enjoy this place recreationally. But for now, in order to make life easier for your uncle, our client, the other...
Spores are still eating away at everyone in the room.
No, I've stopped. At that point.
The poor staff members are like walking by outside, have all keeled over dead.
You're capable of amazing transformations. You're capable of incredible feats of magic. And unfortunately, sometimes what's needed is to sit and wait and do nothing.
Well, sometimes I wish I wasn't me.
And the last finger on the monkey's paw curls.
God!
She wasn't even holding it.
It's on her person.
Mother!
Yeah.
Mark,
Well,
I love
that's going to be
you
fun.
so much.
Titania, you suddenly
Yeah.
realize you look down and you're in Carolina's body. Carolina, you look down, you're in
shit.
Titania's body.
So I'm sitting, like, just has switched
So
within this
Can
day.
you tell me where I am?
You are in Titania's room, next to Gent and Valveth.
Do I have any recollection of earlier today or previous loops?
The last time you blinked, you were in the bath with Ariel. And that's all you know right now. You don't have...
Not on the ship
Yeah.
the day previous.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I have all my memories of like what happened before.
Sorry,
No, that's fair.
just trying to figure this out because
Yeah, no, you have your memories of being you 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
is this why I wasn't allowed to?
Fuck.
And Gent shoots himself in the head.
Luxuria!
Check the paw.
So wait a minute. When we start the day, are they still in opposite?
Yeah, immediately
I was gonna
I'm
say.
like,
So, Carolina, you're back in your own body, and you're also aware of all the cycles that have gone on before now, including what just happened.
Looking,
All right, well, my plan doesn't work.
Because the first
You
wish
realize you
overrides
could've
the second.
asked me this as a hypothetical at any point in the past week.
What are you talking about?
nothing.
We should go get some shoes or something.
Shoes might be fine, yeah.
When we
Ooh,
get
we could get
through
sandals
huddle
because we're
mode.
going in the sand.
So I have a few questions.
Are you asking that to me? Sorry.
No, it's
oh
to
no!
everyone.
Hopefully
got it.
the
Once we get into-
non-Titania group
yeah.
Got it,
Once
got
we
it.
ins-
Cool,
let's-
cool.
yeah.
Titania has gone off to the baths.
Yes.
Yep.
I was gonna.
So I have a few-
Alone, oddly.
But with
No,
Scuzz.
with Scuzz.
With Scuzz.
Oh, that's right, Scuzz.
Me and
Scuzz.
Scuzz are having a lovely time.
Should we use this time potentially to determine things about the psychic link we have to something? Because that's through Titania.
That's what I was saying.
probably.
We could use some of the. We have an opportunity here
Yeah.
to.
We could try that. Also, John, I want to know if I happen to have any experience with time loops or time magic from my
No.
studies.
Not from
Okay.
this is entire like you have some theoretical knowledge of this, which is how you're able to make previous Arcana rolls about the monkey's paw. But like this
Yeah.
particular kind of situation, this is your first experience.
We have literally unlimited do-overs right now.
Is the monkey's paw still like 0 fingers?
No, it's back to one finger.
Okay.
It would
Good.
seem you have learned that the prior established wish can override future wishes so long as it hasn't ended.
Fair.
Okay.
Cool.
So that would indicate that having her wish the current wish over would not work.
No, that means that might work.
that
Okay.
might
She
work.
could.
Because
She
it
could.
comes
Yeah.
because it comes with the intent to end the wish.
Yeah. So long as
So-
it's so long as this wish is still running, any additional wishes won't really once it resets, any additional wishes will be reset. But if that secondary wish is stop the first wish, then it would stop.
Then it would stop running, and then it would still be
It
intact.
seems like the optimal. I can make an Arcana roll to clarify this if I need to. It seems like the optimal wish would be something like, I want it to be tomorrow already.
But then it might be tomorrow always.
Yes, this is a very particular monkey's paw.
Or we might have an instantaneous flash through every tomorrow there will ever be.
Yeah.
That'd be
And-
one hell of a way to end the campaign.
So actually, the only
can see infinity.
So the only thing that I can think of now that everyone's aware of this at the moment, is I'm fairly certain this paw did not come from this plane. I'm pretty certain this paw came from a different prime material.
Makes you say that.
There's no college of whatever the fuck that man came from anywhere in this world.
Yes, I've not heard of such an institution.
I mean, that's it's
I have a bad idea.
that's a possibility, Valdeth, but it's very difficult to
Yeah.
say that for certain.
It presupposes a
But
lot.
my
It's your idea. Terra.
point here, Carolina, go forth.
Sorry.
No, finish your explanation.
My point here is that it will probably be easier to get Titania to agree, because thus far her defense has been, I never made a wish, every single time we ask her to undo her own wish.
Right.
It would probably be far easier to convince her that someone else has previously made a wish that we've become aware of, and she needs to make the paw undo all of its previous wishes. And just hoping that no other previous wishes have affected anything in this world.
Oh, that's a dynamite stick.
Do you have a better option?
Yes,
Hmm.
we use the exact same thing, only we specifically reference only the previous wish.
The last wish? Maybe.
Yes.
Which in this time would be the guy dying.
No, because it reset in that.
No,
Yeah.
it would still be the
It would still? Okay.
the wish that is currently
But
ongoing.
that's it. Like, I do think that we do need to take advantage of this rare opportunity. Like, don't get like. Let's just say I have had somebody thinking about all the ways they could use this opportunity.
So many different
Shut up.
beds.
Shut up. And it's really hard to ignore that. But it has have me thinking, like, we have several things, anything that doesn't require us leaving this city. We can
Point out that there are psychological impacts to
I'm feeling them.
dilation magic.
You don't say. Yes, I know.
I'm not saying you shouldn't use it. I'm just saying that there are time speed up and slow down things used by wizards, and they do often have psychological impacts.
I mean, I feel
am
like that's
certainly feeling a little bit unraveled, yes.
Yeah.
there have been
I'm just not letting myself have a panic attack.
I was gonna say there have been distinct personality change. Like, Get came out of it as a violent lunatic. You've come out of it rational. So clearly there have been serious personality changes going on.
Oh, I'm just used to being trapped in a place where time is immaterial and my existence is doomed to repeat an endless cycle that I am powerless to escape and absolutely abhor, and just going along with it anyways without thinking about it too hard.
You know, if you want to shit on my way to my using humor as coping method, there were less torrential ways to do so.
Violent lunatic.
That
I can make
said,
that work.
well done.
Anyways, I have 3 strategies. They're all bad, but I want to put them all out there.
Go for it.
Strategy 1. Titania's horrible, bad, no good, very bad day. We make Titania have such a bad day that regardless of our advice, she does not want to be in today and this place anymore. And we let her tendency towards making aggressive decisions resolve this in some way. Probably with a wish that won't be optimal, but one that isn't overthought. Option 2. I have an ability to teleport between planes that can even potentially cross over the barrier that separates the divine from the mortal. I could try and take the monkey's paw out of the city that way. I can't take Titania, but I could take the monkey's paw. That might break reality, so we shouldn't try that.
I oppose breaking reality.
Yes.
Option
Or it could just reset.
3. We find a way to talk to Titania that is honest and direct without being accusatory, and gently ask her, as the person with divine blood, to try and undo the previous wish on the monkey's paw.
At this point,
the direct approach.
just crazy enough that it might work.
My vote is
Which of them?
for the third option.
Yes.
I think we can try that third one, yes.
Okay,
Okay.
if it doesn't work,
So
you
who
can try
has
the
to
others
talk to Titania?
in order.
I'll try them.
You are the right person to do
You
this.
probably
yes.
are. If you need backup, call us.
I'll go find it now.
Tanya's just getting out of the bath and getting ready to go shopping.
Ah, this is lovely. You're looking kind of like sweaty. You should get some
I really
armor or
should.
something.
I've got some leads. I've been talking with Ithram and the others about potential things. That
Okay, do you want me to come with?
Sure. But first, I think if Ithram and I were talking about the monkey's paw and analyzing what we know about it and some of the
Okay.
details that we've got. Currently, Ithram has a lot of magical mumbo jumbo that he talks about, but
Yeah.
the basic gist of what I understood from my conversation with him was that there's probably some lingering effects from the last wish that was made with that paw, the one that killed someone.
I haven't felt anything.
Ithram's got some bad feelings about it.
Ithram has a lot of bad feelings about magic stuff.
Yeah. But he would feel a lot better if someone with divine blood to potentially help push a limit could wish that the last wish made on that paw was undone. Which is currently only you.
I mean, Zariel. Okay. I don't think I should do that.
Well, currently that's Ithram's primary plan of something that needs to be done.
I'll mess it up.
You're fine.
Mm,
It's
I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of a fuck up.
Now you realize that. Sorry, I'm not there.
Titania, you're absolutely not.
I don't even know what I'd wish for.
It's honestly, it's very simple. I wish that the last wish made with this thing was undone.
Okay, like just exactly that?
The last wish made with this paw is no longer in effect.
Okay.
That's the simplest version of this wish.
You're gonna have to repeat that slower. And
So,
like
I wish
I wish
the last wish made with this paw
the last wish made with this paw.
is no longer
Wait,
in
oh,
effect.
is this gonna that guy who died?
It might bring him back.
He's gonna drown though.
God,
He's
oh God,
underwater.
oh God,
A shark
oh God.
ate him.
No, it might make it so that he never left the plane he was in and didn't fall from the sky to his death.
He left another plane?
That's the understanding we've got at the moment.
Well,
Oh dear.
okay.
So, I wish that the last wish made with this paw.
Is this from Ithram sure?
Yes, this was Ithram's plan.
Okay. I wish
The last wish made with this paw
that the last wish made with this paw
is no longer in effect.
is no longer in effect.
You see the shooting star past the horizon and realize you're all sitting, those of you that were on the beach, are back on the beach where you were when you initially made that wish, as the last finger on the monkey paw curls.
Do I
thank
remember
fuck!
anything
You,
that happened
Titania,
before?
you now remember every day that has happened since you made that first wish.
Oh, thank fuck.
You threatened
I'm gonna
me!
rage
and
and just set off a
hide!
radical effect.
I'm sorry, what did I do? I can't remember through the hundreds of days I had to live through because you made a stupid fucking wish.
Why did it take you that long?
Sorry,
You all are supposed to be the smart ones.
did you just ask us? Did you just ask me why it took us that long?
Carolina, who wasn't at the beach but back at the bar, explodes in necrotic energy. Gent and Ithram, you see this.
Oh, fuck. Well, yes,
That's
but no.
Yes.
Necrotic.
Right.
Carolina?
I turn into a dolphin and, well, I jump into the ocean and I turn into a dolphin because.
Good. Keep going.
And that's where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And we're back.
Oh, that's cute.
My head only slightly hurts from laughing so hard. I'm gonna pull that out so that my hairband doesn't keep hurting. So Tanya has just swam off. Are there any major scenes that people would like to have before this day finally ends?
I mean,
Nope.
Valdeth is waiting on the shore for Titania to come back, and is just going to sit there and wait.
Okay. Tanya, eventually, I'm assuming you come back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, Valdeth.
Climb back out of the water.
Ariel has stalked off at this point, yelling
I'm
loudly in Celestial.
I assume no one else is there by this point. Otherwise, there's going to be different reactions.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
you and
presumably
Valdeth.
no one else is here.
Hey,
You did good.
thanks. That was weird.
And I know where, and
Not
I know
what
where,
was happening, but
and I know where the original impulse came from, and I can understand it.
it's gone now.
Don't want to stay here forever now that you effectively done it.
No. Do you... Okay, because now I'm not sure if you were lying to me at any of those, because you all were figuring out how to fix this.
I lied to you that it was Ithram's idea.
Okay, but he does think it's cursed.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Right then. I tossed something out into the lake or the ocean.
You toss the monkey paw?
Yep.
I'm sure that won't come back to bite anybody later.
Somebody else's problem.
A
I
lot
like
of
to think that it
curses, just add
slowly
water.
drifts down to the benthic surface, and then there's a pause, and then it just
Flips over.
That's my eyes are freaking out. Ah.
Before you ask, I'm not mad at you.
Okay. It was a good day, though.
It was. Even
Some of
after
them were terrible, but-
even after a few hundred of them, it was still a good day.
Okay. Can't promise I won't make another terrible wish at some point, but
Well, we don't have the monkey's paw
No,
anymore. So then
yes.
the next time will be hopefully something less likely to twist your wish.
Yep. All right. I'm tired. My brain hurts.
Come on.
Head back.
Well,
Y'all will head back with her.
you all eventually get a night's rest.
Valdez does make sure to give Ithram that 10 silver.
Hey,
In the morning when you wake up, Titania, the monkey's paw is not in your bag.
Okay. I would have checked.
It's in Ithram's. No, I'm playing.
damn it.
It's like all 5 fingers open again.
Oh boy.
No, it's
High
not.
five, buddy.
High five it out the window. No, it's not. It is gone for the moment.
All right, we're heading out.
Unfortunately, at that point, when you high five it, we find out that the new rules are it just takes whatever you secretly want and makes the wish for you.
Worse, you high five it and it closes fingers.
Ah. Yeah.
So
All
That's
right,
the worst.
we're-
That's the worst handshake buzzer ever. It's just a dead monkey's paw.
So, you all get up, you do your morning various things.
Yep.
Outside, you hear a rumbling outside in the street. Not like the earth is rumbling, but like several heavy things are moving.
Is that an attack or
possibly a caravan.
Okay.
Yep, it's the caravan, Kenna says as she runs past.
Okay.
Titania.
Headed
Did
out.
we, in that last loop, end up doing our shopping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Assumedly, it put us back to where we were before that wish was made, with all the
Yes.
shopping.
All
and
the
stuff.
shopping has
fine.
already been done,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm
It's a
lovely.
brand
How
new
are you?
day.
Yes. Amazing how that works. One day ends and a new one begins.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel's reveling in this fact. Meanwhile,
So
in the back of
hopefully
Ariel's
we,
head,
you know,
Esme is
try-
regretting all the missed opportunities.
We try and do things differently rather than trying to solve most of our problems with violence. It's from what I remember of the last whatever.
Oh, hold on just a
Stuff.
moment.
Yeah.
Let's pause up for just 1 second.
Okay.
I understand that this was not something that you intended to constantly loop us in.
No, I was having
That
a good
is-
time.
That is fully understood. And at least 10% of me doesn't blame you for that whole thing. That said, we will not be recriminating anyone for what attempts were made to resolve it in any way. And I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about anybody. Because we had to find some way out of this fucking awful situation. And if it didn't work, oh well. We have another day to try.
Or that's the one that stuck.
Yes, we very quickly proved early on early on after the first 100 days,
Well, the last
that
one
was not
stuck.
going to happen.
Well, strictly speaking, the last one didn't even stick because we just ended up right back to
Okay.
where we started from.
So I'm willing to let bygones be bygones as long as there are no lectures over what tactics may or may not have been used. Deal?
No, I think our actions have consequences, and that's important.
It's
to
funny that you
have.
should say that.
Yeah. I remember what happened.
Okay. We'll
I think
keep
you're
that in
trying to
mind.
rules lawyer out of it.
Oh no, I'm simply saying I have no regrets for anything that I did during that time.
Okay. That's right. I have regrets all the time. I don't know what's must be nice being perfect.
It does have its downsides. But yes, it is generally fairly nice.
Right. Okay.
Let's get moving, shall we, and actively start putting this whole situation behind us.
The place. I can do the
That's
place.
all I was trying to do.
Those of you that have already gotten outside,
Mm-hmm.
so get Ithram, Carolina, guys. See what can only be described as a herd of giant armadillos with riding saddles and luggage being placed on them.
I've played Ark. I know what to do.
Carolina pulls out these animals are fictional / not fictional boxes. Apparently, armadillos are real.
And these are like Auroch size armadillos, not like not
How
just
skittish do these things look?
not at all.
Okay. Gen's going to go over to one.
It cocks its
Just
head up
kinda
and looks
trying
at
to-
you.
He'll do the sort of hold out a hand, let it sniff, sort of thing.
There is a shaking of its plated hide that gives you the impression of
Daddy says hello. And then he goes away.
Eventually,
What was the point of that?
Eventually,
Is Valdeth asking that in character?
eventually,
Yes.
Valdeth, Titania, and Ariel join you outside and see the giant armadillo.
I was gonna say I don't think Valdeth was there for that.
Cool.
Okay, I can ask. What was the point of that?
Are you a lifelong resident of Taram, or you spent most of your growing up years outside, correct?
None of your business. I don't know. Oh, whatever her being the parent of armadillos ritual is, though.
There are things under the surface of Taram that don't often see the light of day.
Huh.
Is one of them a giant armadillo?
Ooh.
Obviously.
Yes. Cool, right, Gent?
I have not read of any Underdark armadillos, but
No, it's just one.
just one.
Yes.
It's just
the
one huge one.
Just the one.
Mhm.
Oh,
You'll have to show me this book.
He needs a very confused look with someone.
With Valdeth, probably.
Yeah.
Gent and I want to find it someday.
It's down there.
Hmm.
Ariel is also aware that there is a commonly held superstition that beneath Taram there is a giant armadillo.
Right.
10 bands, 10 layers, yeah. The city's built on a giant armadillo that's
Yep.
asleep.
This is a commonly held superstition that is commonly refuted by the Miners Guild in Taram.
Because they're in on it.
Understandably.
We've been digging for centuries. We have never found an armadillo.
One day you're
Way
going to
down
go
there.
too far.
I was
But
gonna say that.
have
That's
you found
exactly what we
proof?
would expect you
Yeah.
to say.
Have you found proof that there is not an armadillo?
Ariel gets it.
There is the majority of the people that hold true to the superstition believe that the Miners Guild are hiding the armadillo if they
Right.
if they found it at all.
for
They
their own
haven't found it
nefarious
because they're
commercial
not like
purposes.
Cure of Heart or something. I don't know. You have to know how to look for it. We'll find it. Anyway.
So, there are giant armadillos in front of you that are apparently riding armadillos.
I named mine Fred. Hello.
Give me an animal handling roll, Titania.
Okay. I'm good at this. 15.
You get the sense and figure that this is probably the reason why they're able to be trained as riding mounts, that these armadillos give less than a fuck about any of you.
That's okay. I'm still gonna name it. All right, we're heading out.
You see most of the rest of the griffins have been mounted. The primary exception being the centaur,
Right.
who, while yes is not as big as these armadillos, still can't ride one.
Valdeth will climb on one. All right.
There's
Time
a,
to get out of this city.
there's a yup, and a sort of a snapping of some sort of instrument at the head, and the caravan takes off and begins to go. The armadillos don't move as fast as a horse, but they move steadily as you learn. And there's also quite a lot of space in this sort of specially designed saddle. Is almost like it's almost like it's a reclining chair, but saddle form, so you can actually like set it to lay down if you need to. while riding on the armadillo, and you actually have enough space there that you can sleep laying down on the back of these armadillos without falling off.
I'm assuming we have like escorts or
Yeah,
the guy who met us.
There is a it's not Isidoro, but there is a guide at the far head of the caravan.
I'm gonna try and head up there and ask, how long is it gonna take to get there?
Yes, the compound that the Prince of Tunisia is staying in is only a day's ride away.
Okay. Are there any sites we should look out for? I've never been on this side of the continent. I'm curious what's around.
There's unfortunately outside of the cities in Eleonora, there is not much to see in the way of sightseeing. Mostly just barren ground and mountainous landscape. The really exciting sort of natural formations don't come until you're along the coast or you are in much further south area of Eleonora. We're going to be heading due east here.
Okay, at this kind of pace the whole time?
Yes. Yes. The riding armadillos are not fast, but they are consistent and they can go for quite a long time without rest.
Okay. All right. I'll head back. Slow down to catch up with the rest, get back to the rest of our group.
Yeah, you didn't ask for the person's name, even though I had it this time.
Yeah, Diane's good on that one. It's a guard. It's fine.
He's a guide, but
yeah.
You guys don't have guards because you're all griffins.
Yep.
You're the guards.
Yeah.
They figure you can take care of yourselves.
They can pay one person to guide you there rather than paying other people to guard you, when that would be redundant.
Oh, I don't have talk to animals anymore. Shoot. Oh well.
It's okay.
I have water again.
These ones wouldn't talk to you anyways. Previous statement, don't give a fuck.
I'm trying to look around and see if because Titania's never been on this side, and she's wondering if like there's different plant life, different animals, that kind of thing.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. I'll spend an inspiration on this.
Go ahead.
Gent has kicked back and laid a cloth over his eyes and is rejoicing in the relatively temperate environment now that he's wearing his sandals.
Yeah, also for everyone else, it's getting hot outside.
Yep.
That's why Valdeth is also wearing sandals.
Yep. So there is some wildlife out here. It's mostly the sort of wildlife that, from what you can determine, can survive for lengthy periods of time of not doing anything.
Okay.
And you haven't yet gotten into Tunisian territory. In Eleonora, it's mostly wasteland, not desert. So it's mostly lots of rocky outcroppings and craggy ground is what you're seeing. And there's certainly an abundance of wildlife in the area. It's just mostly underground or sitting very still on rocks baking in the sun. Like that, and that's pretty much the only thing. There is some sparse vegetation here and there, but it's mostly like very rough weeds and very dry trees and wood. The sort of thing, and some cactus. The sort of plant life that can exist in very harsh environments like this. You sort of get very much the idea that there's a reason Luxuria is built on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
Where out here in Eleonora proper, there's not a lot of natural resources and there's not a lot of like stuff.
Mm-hmm. I've changed to summer, by the way, for my Eladrin stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just trying to get if I get any new animals, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping an eye out.
Mostly a variety of lizards and armadillos, and that sort of wildlife.
I don't believe armadillo is in D&D Beyond, which is a shame.
That is a shame. But
Yeah.
yes, you can now turn into an armadillo if you would like.
Cool.
And you can,
Yes, absolutely.
You can conglobate and roll around.
Oh, we know what Titania's weekend looks like then.
Any conversations or anything that's happening while you guys are riding on these armadillos?
Valdeth kind of like looks over to Gent and Titania. So, how many people do you think join the mining guild just to try and find the armadillo?
I don't know. I thought it would be kind of cool to get to join it at one point.
But none of them have ever found it.
No, they're not gonna.
of course
have
they
you
have.
heard like miners' picks? They're really loud. The armadillo would get scared off or avoid the
No,
sound.
Titania,
Yeah.
they have found it. It's simply that they're keeping it secret.
Or that, yeah,
Why?
because it's big and maybe they
Generally,
don't know.
megafauna are very strongly affiliated with strong magical potential and that sort of thing, at least
Mega
throughout the
what?
history of Gran. Megafauna. Larger than normal creatures.
Oh, wait, I have ideas now. Okay, carry on.
For instance, there's the dragon that melted half the peninsula to glass, that sort of thing. There are creatures on the world that are even larger than the normal largest versions of them, and they tend to be at least strongly affiliated with incredible magical potential and power. If the Miners Guild is able to maintain knowledge of the slumbering armadillo and keep it entirely proprietary to themselves, they themselves then have a monopoly on whatever magical potential and power can be associated, harvested, gleaned, or otherwise accessed through its existence and their interactions with it. So it's power dynamics.
But do the Miners Guild do anything magical that might be associated with power drawn from said armadillo?
I assume so. There's an incredible amount of magical potential that can be drawn from the earth and the elementals therein.
This is a question for the DM who has stepped away from it.
Maybe.
And then Gent goes into his preferred theory that if you open the mouth of the sleeping giant armadillo upon which Taram is founded, it is a
Sorry,
it is
I had
a
to answer the
persistent, stable portal to the elemental plane of Earth. So a lot of the wealth that the Miners Guild draws doesn't actually originate from the mountains beneath Taram. They're mining directly into the elemental plane of Earth, which is where the real money is at.
Valdez's question was, if this giant armadillo is so magical, have the Miners Guild done anything with it?
Check that.
Sure, you can give me an arcane roll. Sorry, what was your question, William?
My Valdez's question to both of them was, if this armadillo is supposedly magical and the Miners Guild keeping a monopoly on it would let them have a monopoly on the magical powers of said armadillo, have the Miners Guild actually done anything magical that might be drawn from said armadillo?
So, Carolina, yes, there are certain megafauna that are directly tied to the elemental planes. There are particularly like the core, like the core elemental planes, the fire, water, fire, water, earth, and air. Like there are certain large, like leviathans would be the kind of creature that would be tied to the elemental plane of water. And when those things materialize in the material plane, they can theoretically be able to get back. Like a leviathan can generate a whirlpool that can suck you into the elemental plane of water. Whether or not there is an armadillo that can do that for Earth, you don't know. But the theory is not necessarily completely BS.
Okay.
It's just a lot of extrapolation involved.
I
an
withdraw
immense
my
amount of
earlier
extrapolation.
sarcastic statement. Since those are things.
You've never seen one yourself, because typically they're really dangerous. Like none of you have.
Also, I've never seen most of the things I know about.
That's also true.
I'd also never seen a normal armadillo.
Ah, yes. So,
Valdez's question was if the mining guild had ever actually done anything overtly magical that could have been drawn from said armadillo.
was that in character or out of, or
Yeah.
like to me?
No, that was in character.
Okay.
So, and don't know if either of them have any historical knowledge of the city that would denote whether or not that had ever happened.
Magic's kind of rare.
Good.
Why would
Choose
they?
not to answer that? Yeah.
Why would they? They might not want people to know, or maybe it's going into like stuff with the light wall or something like that because it would be really important to the city. It makes sense.
I just feel like it would be a very dangerous idea for someone to say, hey, there's a giant earth elemental creature here. I'm going to build a city on it.
They probably didn't know it was there. This city was built a long time ago. The armadillo was probably smaller then.
Well, and that's the thing as well. If there are two schools of thought, either, as Titania said, or that the God Emperor himself defeated or bound the armadillo, and then he, as a symbol of his victory, used it as the foundation for the city.
Wait, do you think that's what the shadowy figure was talking about? That like the armadillo is in danger?
They're coming to wake the armadillo,
or the armadillo is in danger. I don't know.
Possibly, could be.
Shit.
It was a rather open-ended threat that our shadowy figure gave us, so that's as good a suggestion as any at this point, I think.
I think we've fallen way back at this point and like are out of range of the other people in the group who we don't want to know about this stuff. Just saying. Anyway.
You do know, Gent, that the armadillo is one of Kenna's favorite talking points.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, if you need more information on this, Valdez, you should speak to Kenna. She's quite the expert. Mm-hmm.
I might have to, because now I'm very curious.
So, the travel continues. And by the time the sun goes down in the distance, you can see a large... you can sort of see both a structure in the distance, this large sandstone fort, it looks like. But also you can see where the land turns into sand. It's almost like there is a line drawn where there's sort of a rocky outcropping ridge that falls away into sand dunes. Like there's like a little bit of a drop and then it's just sand. As the armadillos get to that ridge, turn and head down a path that leads down into the sand. As they hit the sand, as everyone hits the sand and continues on, you now see why you're riding armadillos and not horses, as Demokritos begins to have trouble keeping up. Because horse hooves do not travel over sand very well.
Let me see if there's anything. I'm gonna, at least for a little bit, let me check here.
He turns into a giant armadillo when he starts having trouble.
No.
Because he's a druid and can do that.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. When he realizes he starts having issues, he just turns into a giant armadillo.
Cool. I'm good.
So, there's another armadillo now. It's well past dark by the time you get to the fort. This large square sandstone structure built on top of a sand dune. You can see very clearly that the foundation of the structure has been dug down deeper than the sand, so that it's been anchored It's been anchored somewhere below the sand so that it wasn't built on sand. And the doors are open. The doors are actually like broken in certain areas. It looks like this fort might just be disused or hasn't been used in a long time. And as you get into, you begin to see people from Tunisia. if you're looking at sort of the fashion gradient between Taram and Eleonora and Dunisia, Dunisia has all the same sort of like importance that they place on clothing that you have in Taram, but much similar stylings to how they wear them in Eleonora. So it's a lot of light fabric. Most of the people go topless or just have a sash. But the fabric is very nice and very well kept and has been adorned with various filigree and design so that what clothing they are wearing looks very nice and sort of gives you an idea about, like, I don't want to say station, but station, like the sort of like level of social, societal, cultural importance. So, like, you have people that are sort of working around. You have the guards that are on duty that have these very nice sort of iron and steel filigree sewn into their outfits, and are wearing very elaborate armored bracers and armored boots that have these large flat soles that make it easier to walk on the sand. And you have they're sort of rather than wearing a shirt, they're all topless because it's hot. They have a bandolier that has their weapons hanging from it at their hips and across their back and things like that. Hair is either kept naturally very frizzy and curly, or is tied up and put underneath a cloth hat of some kind. Some wear turbans, some just wear not quite berets, but kind of that style of hat, where it's just a band with some cloth to hold the hair up. The civilians that are running around doing various, maintenance and skilled labor work have bronze and brass filigree in their outfits and tend to be wearing more purpose-oriented gear, so you can sort of see like a chef would have like a chef's apron, but it would be built into the very loose-fitting baggy pants that they wear. And then who you are eventually introduced to as Prince Zane, as well as his immediate entourage, similar stylings, but gold filigree instead of iron, steel, or brass. But the griffins are taken over to the armadillo stables, where there are a series of armadillos curled up and sleeping. Unloaded, all your gear is unloaded. You yourselves are unloaded, and then taken inside the fort into what is a war room. Again, sandstone walls, sandstone floors, carpeting, and some drapery. As you're moving through the fort, it looks like there are a lot of people working to restore the fort, which gives you more of the idea that it's been disused, and so they're in the middle of repairing and setting it up. In the war room, you see three individuals standing around a large table, a large sandstone table that has maps and troop movements on it. The one who is introduced to you as Prince Zane by your guide, allow me to introduce gentle sirs and madams and other from Terra. This is Griffins of Terra. This is Prince Zane and Entourage. As I'm trying to find his many so I can describe him properly.
What's his full name?
Prince Zane of Dunisia.
Okay. Oh, that was... okay.
They did a little bit of flourishing. Why can't I find things?
Like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Why can I never find anything when I'm looking for it? The reason is because I make too many things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Remind me again, Val, you're pretending to be someone else right now, right? I thought?
That was
just when in their city.
That was just in the city.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I'll do this. this. I'll do it this way.
That was just in the city so that I could have an excuse to not have to
Yep.
hide while I was taking a bath.
There it is. Okay. So, standing before you is what looks to be a mid to late 20s human. Dark skin, brown eyes, black hair, cut very short into sort of like what would otherwise just be like a very short undercut. Wearing white, very sort of baggy white pants, cloth-wrapped boots in the same style that everyone else is wearing. With a large scimitar on one hip and a kukri on the other, with ornamented bracers that are again this sort of engraved metal with gold filigree, standing over a war table and flanked by a naga, like this large humanoid snake that is sort of curled up their bottom half and is sort of leaning on the table, looking at the group of you with their tongue occasionally flitting out, and another dark-skinned human, this one appearing female, wearing very similar clothes to what Zane is wearing. These light-colored baggy pants, cloth-wrapped boots. Both of them are wearing a sash and have weapons on their hips, again attached by this bandolier. Welcome. You must be the Griffins from Terra. Please introduce yourselves. As he sort of waves you forward, Kenna starts off immediately, comes forward, introduce herself, the kneecappers, and the rest, and as the leader of the kneecappers and their crew. The person whose name I can't think of because I introduced to you him once and you hasn't really interacted with you for the rest of the time. Darius of the Wild Pride introduces himself, the rest of his crew, the Griffin, and then
All that steps forward, introduces herself. I'm Valdez Stonebeard of the Steel Hearts, leader of the Steel Hearts, and this is, and go through the list of everyone else in the group.
Mm-hmm. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Hopefully, we'll be working together for enough time to get the situation resolved. As you were introduced, I am Prince Zane of Tunisia, the last living member of the royal family of my nation. With me on my right, and he says, indicating the Naga, is Saif, and on my left, indicating the human, is Dima. Saif, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Dima, what's up?
Hello.
Nice.
Greetings.
Well, I trust you've all been briefed by your authority over in Trauma as to the goal of this, but I will reiterate our immediate plans. As he indicates on the map where you all can see, which I will mark here on the map that you can see actually on Roll20. We are currently here in the center, along the border of Eleonora and Tunisia. We are intending to march east by southeast over the mountains that separate our land from yours in Taram, and into the uncharted frontier, which has been consumed by some sort of magical corruption. Once there, we're hoping to find the source of it, which our scryers and diviners in Tunisia have indicated the source is somewhere in the southeastern regions of the uncharted frontier, near two bodies of water. We're assuming it's going to be somewhere here. It's going to be a few months of travel, and once we get into what your people refer to as the Shadowfront, we're not sure what sort of dangers we're going to face. Now, we understand that some of you have faced some of the threats that the Shadowfront presents, if you could provide us those details.
Well, based on our current understanding from previous experiences, is that most of the creatures of the Shadowlands are built of homogenized ether, and their attacks attempt to do the same to the ether of those they come into contact with.
Their
Makes-
remains do the same as well. If any equipment or items are left in contact with them, it will homogenize the ether of whatever object is interacting.
Is that for?
Steel will turn to earth. Things of that nature.
Is that with specifically naturally occurring gear? Has that been confirmed with magical items as well?
Hasn't been tested with magical items, but any manufactured gear was all destroyed at the one site that we had been at to defend that had gotten through the white light wall.
So we should expect more of these aether consolidated creatures then, and also the dangers that the environment itself possesses.
Possibly.
Were any of you able to see what the other side of your light wall was like?
Yeah. I point over.
Skuz was one of them.
Skuz
Yeah.
and
And Ithram.
Ithram, right?
Yes,
It's
he'll give the best description he can.
The land was
There-
dead, effectively, with lots
Yeah.
of dead trees that had been completely consolidated into their earth and ether and kind
Grass was still there, but as soon as you touched it, it just collapsed.
collapsed into dust. So, hostile environment, not a lot of natural resources. We should definitely do some resource acquisition in the mountains before we cross over into our territory that's been affected.
Yes.
I think based on, let's see, I can create 10 gallons of water. How many days would last the group of, well, I don't know exactly how many of like retainers and stuff are coming with us, but like the group that's going, how long that would last.
Do you want to ask how many people are joining aside from the Griffins?
Yeah, is anyone else joining us besides these companies and yourselves?
Yes, there'll be my personal guards, as indicating Dima and Saif, as well as a retinue of our honor guard. What remains? That'll be an additional 20 individuals.
All right.
Holy.
I can't do that math.
So there are 7 of you. Then there's the 6 kneecappers and the 6 wild pride.
Yep.
Titania's
gonna say I can't do that math because I realize she wouldn't be able to calculate that out. That's too
there's-
much math.
19 plus 3 is 21. Sorry, it's 22. Plus another 20 is 42. 42 people total.
I can create fresh water for our travels. I don't know.
As
I
can
look
I-
over at the other druid.
As can I, says Democritos.
Yes. However, food. I don't think I can make food yet. I don't think that's a spell that I have.
3rd level. I don't know if it's a druid.
It's a cleric spell, unfortunately.
Cleric spell, yeah.
The large elephant says, I can make some food, but it's not going to be enough for everyone, I don't think. Because he is a cleric.
Okay. We have
It's like
a cleric.
45 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
And the average ration is 2 pounds, so theoretically each 2 pounds would be a day's worth of food for someone.
So that'd
Yeah,
be a day's
45
worth
pounds of food,
for
30
about
gallons.
20 people.
Yeah.
So
Slightly over 22 people and a half.
Masood can feed half the people going.
Yeah, and you can't eat like conjured animals, right?
No,
No, they disappear when you kill them.
Alright.
Yep.
they vanish when
We
you
can
kill them.
form hunting parties.
What if you were to conjure a troll and keep it captive?
Oh boy, that's real
wouldn't-
dark. No,
it
she's
wouldn't
not gonna do that.
die.
You can't.
It wouldn't die, so it wouldn't
You
vanish.
can't conjure a troll.
Okay, that's fair.
No spells
you
allow.
can.
No spells allow you to conjure a troll. Because they are monstrosities,
I
Yes.
believe so.
which are not covered in any of the
Oh!
conjuring spells.
Wait, I can help feed. I can do Goodberry.
Yeah,
Good
I don't have
berry?
it right now,
Fair
but
enough.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
berry helps, yeah.
one berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. So I got 10 people.
The
For a
dullest,
day.
the dullest food.
Yeah, it works.
I mean, the conjured food isn't much better.
no. So I can get
So
10 of us, and I can do
so-
that a couple times if that's gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do
you
that.
Masood can cover half, and you can cover the other half.
Yep. Okay.
Democritus thinks about it. I could also do that, yes. So, between you, Democritus, and Masood, you could feed the entire party.
Yep. Okay. We got it.
That'll be good.
For the low cost of several spell slots a day.
Well, 1 each, so as
Yeah.
opposed to one of them having using multiples.
Mm-hmm. And then we can
And then 1 more spell slot each for water,
travel lighter.
Well, the
or-
good
yeah.
berries sustain you both food and water.
That's fair, yeah. Enough nourishment, period,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's nourishment. It's not just food or
Okay.
water.
Oh, in that case, I wouldn't need to have create or destroy water, right?
Unless people just got tired of eating good berries, which you will get tired of eating good berries.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'm not going to have that spell right now.
We're on an expedition.
It would still be good for us to. It would still be good for us to get supplies in the mountains, but it's good to know that in an emergency that we can still feed everybody.
Mhm.
With the
Yes,
abilities
I'd
we have
say probably wisest to get what rations we can so that when we start having to subsist on good berries, we're not sick of it by then.
We do have one of the things that our land is rich in still, after the thing is salt. So we do have plenty of salt for preserving food and meat that we acquire in our travels.
Excellent.
I have a bag of holding, so I can carry a very high amount of food without weighing down the group.
So we can salt the food, load into a bag of holding. That'll help us with our carrying capacity if we exceed the armadillo's capacity, which is a fair amount. So we shouldn't need to rely on that immediately. He sort of looks down
I
at
can
the-
also purify. I'm looking at my stuff now and realizing. I
Yeah,
can
I'm
also
sure this is
purify food and water if it comes to it.
Alright. He looks down at the thing. So, in addition to the things that you've already been paid by your government, we have agreed that any from your indication it might not be true, but any magical artifacts that we might find that aren't directly related to causing this thing would be split amongst the Griffin companies. So, you will have your share of anything like that we may find along the way.
I kill everyone in the room and loot their bodies for magical artifacts. By contract, it didn't say that other people within this room weren't.
But yes. So, you'll be able to. I'm sure your leaders will be able to discuss amongst yourselves how you'd like to split that. All right.
Fair enough.
Well then, it's gonna be a long journey. Rest up while you can. We'll be heading out before dawn tomorrow.
All right, let's get some rest.
I would like to speak with the respective leaders of your Griffin companies before we break, though. So if everyone else could, he sort of indicates the door.
Valet nods.
Gent will head out.
I-
then.
Can I just do a general insight check on the whole situation before I
Sure.
go?
Yeah. I'd like to
Everyone
make
from
that too.
everyone from the kneecappers except for Kenna leaves. Everyone from the Wild Pride except for Darius leaves. Insight from Carolina is a 20. Insight from Titania is a 15. It seems like he wants to go over some of the from what you're gathering, this is probably where he wants to go over chain of command stuff, so that there is no confusion when battle breaks out, if battle breaks out, as to who answers to who.
Right. I more meant like the entire planning phase. Does it seem like they're hiding anything, or
No.
there's anything that just feels off, or
Nothing
Listen.
doesn't feel like the biggest impression you get is exhaustion. It seems like, at the very least, Zane has been working on this project for quite a while, and he's sort of getting to that point where you can see the end of a project in sight, and all of the work you've done is sort of piling on and piling on. He's sort of at that point in that process right now, but it doesn't seem like he's being deceptive or intentionally trying to hide anything.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, it's
No, it's fair.
D&D etiquette. You have to check.
Valid.
Yeah, and Titania, you get that sense that he's sort of going over
Okay.
chain of command stuff as opposed
Yep.
to
Yeah, I'll head out then.
So all that's left in the room now is Saif, Dima, Valdeth, Kenna, and Dariush, and Prince Zane. Right, so I want to just go over really quick chain of command. When we're in the field of battle, I understand that I am the foreign royalty that you're all coming to help, and I understand that that has a lot of political implications on the ground. But when we're in the battlefield, I am not the person here with the most battlefield experience at all. He sort of grabs the hilt of his scimitar and sort of jingles it a little bit in the bandolier. I've been trained how to use this, but I've never actually seen real combat. Unfortunately, all the people that have from my family that have died in the initial issue. I will be relying on you for battlefield command operations. He sort of looks at the three of you. I understand that among your groups there are other nobility and royalty from Taram. Kenna goes, yeah, but I mean, nobility in Taram isn't much, so I'm fine following somebody else's orders if it needs to. I have a battlefield commander in the Kneecappers, but I don't know if that's somebody that Carrot has a lot of social issues, and not everybody likes to follow her orders, so...
My line of command comes from Everstone, not from Tiram, so...
Darius, the Pride mostly operates independently. We all know our roles on the battlefield and see to those. To that end, if there's anything we're doing that needs to be modified or adjusted, I can pass those along. And it'll look over towards Valdeth. So if you have any input, you can give it to me.
I look over at the other two. Link pearls are standard issue for Griffin companies, yeah?
Yeah, they both have them.
Would I know if their link pearls can be linked in with ours?
They can be, but it's a long and arduous process that will make one large link pearl network.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do. You can't join existing you can't combine two existing networks. So you'd have to unnetwork all the link pearls, then re-network them all together.
Okay. It might be worth doing to go through the long process of networking all of our link pearls for this mission, and then we can undo that and reform our individual networks after we're done.
Yeah, we could do that. Is there anybody on your team that would be better at that, or we can have Demokritos do it? He's used to long, arduous tasks like that.
Either Demokritos or Ithrim on my squad.
Kenna looks around. None of my people have the patience for that. Least of all me.
So, either Demokritos or Ithrim.
Check with your people. I'll check with Demokritos. He's willing to do it if we ask. So check with your people, I guess, would be the thing there.
And then beyond that, I have an amount of battlefield experience and leadership capabilities, but if you're looking for lines of succession from Tiram, I'm the furthest. My noble claim is from Everstone.
Oh, we're not looking for... What I'm hoping for is that no one's noble lineage will hang them up on accepting orders.
No, that shakes her head.
So we'll leave the battlefield command to you then, Valdeth, unless there's someone on your team that you have a preference for giving that responsibility over to.
I have a strike team leader who I delegate any operations to whenever my group has to split. So the two of us will likely be making decisions together.
The Royal Guard follow Dima. He says, indicating over to Dima. So whatever she tells them to do, they'll do. Saif is my personal bodyguard, so Saif will be more concentrated on keeping me alive.
Mhm.
All right, well, if we've established our chain of command, go ahead and do the tasks that you need to do tonight. Get them done. Be ready to move in the morning.
All right, I'll go speak with Ithram then.
And Kenna and Dariush leave. So do you.
Yep.
The room you've all been assigned rooms in this fort. Not all of them are fully restored yet, but they all have beds. They're all fairly small. They all have beds and a nightstand and a closet. Nothing special. And they're all interior, so you're not getting the heat from the day coming in.
Excellent. Gent's gonna try and find Titania.
Okay.
Valdeth will find Ithram.
You probably find him walking around the edge of the camp, measuring how far the entire camp is from like side to side, how long one side each.
How big the fort is?
Yeah.
Basically. I'm trying to figure out how big a fort might be.
Oh, yeah, no, not the fort.
Depends on how many pillows.
Yeah, yeah,
Valid.
definitely.
Or the size of the blanket.
How he's gonna estimate? I guess we can wait. How big the caravan is gonna be? Like how big a caravan campsite is gonna be? If it'll fit within 1,000 square feet.
Yes, the caravan will. Once you're out and going, like the caravan camps on the thing will be certainly will be able to fit within that.
Right.
The fort itself is about 50 meters on a side, so
just it's like 150 feet on a side.
So it's like, yeah. So each wall would be that long.
Valdeth will find
And
Ithram.
I don't know how you would find the area of that. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine.
That'd be about 22,500 square feet. If it's 150 feet on a side, and it's a square.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ithram, got a potential task for you if you're up for it.
Sure. What do you need?
The other leaders of the Griffin companies and I were talking about the possibility of we might want to end up networking all of our link pearls together for the duration of this mission, so everyone has a line of communication. However, that's going to require unlinking all of our link pearls and linking them together one by one, which will be a sort of slow and arduous task. Demokritos from the Wild Pride is willing to put up with it, and I was curious if you'd be willing to help out as well.
Sure, of course. Perhaps Carolina would be of assistance as well. They have started making objects as well.
If you feel like asking Catalina, go ahead, and just whenever you've decided who's going to help, just go find Demokritos, and the two of you can get started.
You'll need to gather up everyone's link pearls too.
Yes.
Yeah, and come by and get all of our link pearls when you're ready.
How about you hand me yours right now?
Yeah, she'll hand over hers.
Yep. Take theirs. And yeah, he's gonna head straight to Carolina and.
Yeah.
Would you like to help with a project to network the group link pearls?
Oh, sure.
Speed the process along a bit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the two of you go find Demokritos. Meanwhile, Gent and Titania.
I'm sorry I lied to you.
What?
I'm sorry I lied to you about the attack and.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There were a lot of things that happened.
Unfortunately, they apparently tried. At that point, we didn't think that I was laboring under the impression that the magic of the wish was preventing you from being able to be approached directly. And given the nature of the item, I thought that tricking you into it was possibly our only viable avenue. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. You're forgiven. Yep, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. So Valdeth and I have been talking about stuff on the ship, and you know, after stuff happened with that, and I love you.
I love you too.
And she wants me to be happy. And I think
Yes.
having you, yeah, okay. Should probably talk to Val a little bit about it too, but that's your conversation with her.
Wait, what?
Oh, that was delightful.
I know I was a little surprised too, but I don't think she quite knows how to express herself the way that we do in Taram, so it's new.
I think we're having slightly different
Maybe.
conversations.
Okay.
What are
You
you
should
trying to say?
I don't know what arrangement Val is comfortable with.
Oh. Well, what sort of arrangement do you and Val have? Let me tell you what's going on in my brain.
Okay.
My very good friend Titania has come to me and says that she cares very deeply for me, as I do for her, and she's wanting me to stand up for her at her wedding or something like that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I
no.
feel like this is a slightly
Yes.
different conversation than what I had assumed, though.
Okay.
So I want to
Yep.
make sure that you get to actually say what you want, so that
I want to be with you as long as I am alive.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
that one.
that. I very much like that idea. And
Good.
yes, we would definitely have to discuss some things
Yep.
with Valdeth. Absolutely, you're correct. And Gent's gonna lean over and kiss her on the cheek.
Okay. Yep, respond in kind. It's good.
Okay.
I am personally so happy because I made a comment about this way back before we ever started this.
Well, we were having a conversation about stuff for as a whole.
Oh, okay.
If you're looking for Valda, she doesn't have her link pearl in right now.
Actually, that is probably going to be Gent's next move. Is Valdeth?
It's buzzing.
Valdeth?
Val?
Puts it in his other ear.
Oh,
Wrong one. We're currently reworking the network, so if I believe they
Sorry,
is in her tent.
Could you have
One
Valdeth
number.
come find me when she's available?
Sure.
Into Tanya's
Thank you,
room.
Ithram.
Takes out the link pearl. Sends out Mal, because I'm assuming Mal is back now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Writes a little note. Find Valdeth. Tell them, give them the note.
Valdeth the bird lands on your shoulder with a note attached to its foot.
I take the note. What does the note say?
Fine.
It says, Gent is looking for you.
I go find Gent.
Do you look for Gent in Titania's room?
I check Gent's room first, and if he's not there, then I check Titania's room, yes.
Okay, so you eventually find Gent and Titania.
Gent, who is now probably leaning up against a different wall.
Hi. So we figured it is probably a good idea to talk about us and, I don't know, future stuff. And from our conversation, and I just want to double check it because I realized I love both of you. And I don't know if you want that to be a triangle relationship or what.
Valdez walks over and grabs Gent by the arm and pulls him over to Titania. And then grabs Titania by the other arm.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love both of you, and pulls them both into a hug.
Okay.
I always thought I was going to be the weird uncle with the gun. Let me just say. So this is...
Better?
Yes.
Valdez looks up at both of them. Probably a weird question to ask. Do I need to design a third ring?
It doesn't have to be that formal if you don't want it to be.
That's up to you, Gent. And I lay down the sketches I've drawn of the two rings for me and Titania.
A, these are gorgeous.
Aren't they?
B, ask me in a week. A lot has happened in the last 20 minutes.
Fair.
A lot has happened in the past 113 days.
I mean, that too. But it was
Yeah.
mostly the same stuff.
Let me know if you want me to design one for you.
Thank you.
And what you want on it, because I understand your personal family has a checkered history with you. You might want a different crest. I don't know.
And to be honest, now that we've sort of fixed my mother, I've been thinking of co-opting that crest for myself one of these days.
I'm gonna have to put a second. Ooh, I can design these things with two fixtures, one on each side for the other two people. And she immediately goes to redesigning the rings for a second fixture.
Oh.
You can have like the principal crest and then a second and a third one on like the Triforce
Oh, we can
pattern.
get fancy.
Yeah. She immediately goes to redesigning the rings to incorporate the crests of everyone.
Eventually, there's another knock on the door. Ding, ding, ding.
Hello. I peer out.
There's a centaur there. Hello.
Hi.
We've been tasked with retuning link pearls, and we need yours.
Yep. No, I can get a couple of them. I'm gonna like reach out my hand for. Yep.
Yep.
Pass
Gent
over
will
Gent and mine's.
Thank you. Ariel, a similar knock happens on your door.
Yep.
Same thing. So Carolina, Ithram, and Demokritos get to work on unnetworking and renetworking link pearls. For those that don't know what link pearls are, because they are a thing that I borrowed from a different world and put into this thing with different rules, they are small little pearls that they've been using to communicate amongst themselves. And to network them, you basically have to hold them together and say a phrase. And to unnetwork them, you have to hold them together and say a phrase. So Carolina, Ithram, and Demokritos have 19 link pearls to do that with twice.
So it's kind of like Bluetooth pairing, like a large network of Bluetooth.
Yes,
devices.
exactly.
I always have to fight my phone in my car, and I want to smash my phone so many times. So Ithram has more patience than me.
Right?
So fortunately, there are
Bluetooth. man.
there are three
Yeah.
of you, so you can get it done much quicker than one of you would have been able to. But it will take you about a half an hour to do.
Mhm.
If there's anything the two of you would like to talk with Demokritos about while doing so, he sort of sits down as much as a horse body can and just goes about doing work.
I don't really have any questions right now.
He doesn't have anything for you guys either.
Yeah. just past the half hour and
And-
blessed efficiency.
yeah, basically.
And Ithram has labeled it so he knows whose link pearl is whose.
Oh yeah.
That way he washes off Valdez after he used it to answer.
Oh yeah, no. Democritus has a
yeah.
very similar system of like, here's the
Yep.
names and who they go to, and
Carolina also has a labeling system, but it's all just like random symbols. Like there's a squiggle that might be very glee plant shaped, and you think that's Titania's, but you're not entirely sure. And like there's definitely some arcane things that are being added as each one is networking changes.
but 30 minutes of silent efficiency, the quietest 30 minutes the two of you have ever had. Especially part of this Griffin company.
Yeah.
We're not the
Mhm.
chattiest members of this team.
Oh no, and
No.
it's the first time you've done something like really apart from the rest, so it's like, and all the link pearls are connected. Afterwards, Democritus, I'll hand out the ones that go to the Pride. Would one of you like to take these to the kneecappers?
Yes, I could do that.
I'll take the ones to the kneecappers if you don't mind dealing with.
I can hand out ours. Yes.
Well, it was a pleasure working with the two of you. And he
Yourself as well.
gets up and clops out.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm gonna go find the kneecappers, or at least their representative.
They're very easy to find because there is a lot of noise coming from one corner of the fort.
Knocks on a wall or something.
Yeah, the door opens. The door opens, and it is. Hang on. It's gonna be. Yeah. Rybar, the short, dark-skinned male halfling wearing half plate, he sort of opens the door, and he's got this sort of curly, shortcut curly hair, and I can't think of what it's called, but it's the handlebar mustache that connects to sideburns.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mutton
Yeah.
choppy? Yeah.
Mutton, yeah, I
it's
think
like
it's
the
mutton chops.
mutton
kinda,
chop
yeah.
handlebar mustache thing, and just the dourest look you've ever seen on a halfling. Opens the door, looks up. Yep.
Hey, I'm here to return your link pearls. They've been networked with the rest of the Griffin companies here. We can unnetwork them at the end, or obviously you can.
Behind him, you see Carrot and Bazis chasing around Cadogan, like firing guns at him and throwing fireballs. Thanks. Holds out a hand.
Hand the bag over.
Takes it. Closes the door. You hear it continuing.
I didn't think that other Griffin companies had affectionate gun shooting at each other. Maybe I should reevaluate its general behavior. I thought that was abnormal. Huh.
Look, when you have a gun, you have
Every
certain
problem.
ways. Yeah. You have certain ways of expressing yourself. Most of them involve pulling a trigger or pulling a hammer back.
Right.
But you all get your
Apparently, mutton chops connected to a mustache is literally called It's called friendly mutton chops.
friendly mutton chops then.
Okay.
I call it the Sam Jackson, but anyways, you all get your link pearls back. They are now linked into a larger network, so the entire Griffin company is connected, which means that when you're all getting ready for bed, all of you get good night, everyone, from Kenna.
Right.
Very quickly, that gets removed for about a minute now, because I'm not dealing with that nonsense. Good night, John boy.
Right? Good night, Jim Bob. Good night,
Nobody
Mary Ellen.
else responds other than Titania.
Yep.
Right.
So there's a quick vibration after that, and then nothing.
Okay.
And you all get another long rest. And so, as you wake up in the morning, and everybody's getting prepared to load up and head out, that's where we're going to end. So we'll pick up next week with the actual leaving of the caravan heading towards the Shadowfront. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.